of Digital. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You may be seated. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera and a very good afternoon to Yang Berhormat Tuan Gobind Singh, Minister of Digital. Yang Berbahagia Tuan Fabian Bigar, Secretary General, Ministry of Digital. Yang Berusaha Tuan Ma Sivanesan, Deputy Secretary General, Ministry of Digital. Yang Berusaha Mr. Sam Majid, Head of the National AI Office. Ms. Clara Ko, Head Public Policy for Central Southeast Asia and ASEAN Meta. Mr. Kuseng Meng, Director AI Talent Development, AI Singapore, representatives of the Asia School of Business, distinguished guests, educators, industry partners, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Shani Iman Lee, and after an enlightening day of learning all about the transformative power of AI in education, it's a pleasure to be back once again in this lovely auditorium as your host for the officiating ceremony of the inaugural AI for Good Educator Conference. For the benefit of Yang Berhormat Tuan Gobind, this morning we began what I believe was more than just a conference. We set off on a collective journey, one that marked the official beginning of Malaysia's chapter in the ASEAN AI for Good Educator Train the Trainer program. Inspired by the goals laid out at the ASEAN AI Malaysia Summit, this regional initiative, driven by Meta, the National AI Office, and AI Singapore, is set to impact 5,000 students across ASEAN by 2025. All this morning, right until 3 p.m., our very first batch of Malaysian educators have explored a powerful range of perspectives, from the foundational principles of AI to its practical uses in classrooms to a dynamic panel discussion on the challenges, policies, and promises of AI in education. And of course, our breakout tracks just now gave us a glimpse of what hands-on AI literacy looks like in real-world teaching and learning environments. It's been a fruitful day, YB, and we're very excited to share with you a quick recap video of everything our educators have experienced today. Let's take a look. Salam Sejahtera and a very good morning to all of you, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor for me to welcome all of you to the inaugural AI for Good Educator Conference.
At Meta, our mission is to build the future of human connection and the technology that makes it possible. We are very thrilled to collaborate with NIO to launch the AI for Good Educator Train the Trainer program in Malaysia, supporting the forthcoming National AI Action Plan 2030.
Malaysia is proud to stand alongside such strong partners. That through this program, our educators are amongst the select few in the region to learn, network, and bring back insights that will shape the future of our classrooms.
Education has always been the foundation of progress. And in the current AI wave, you are the one equipping our future generation to think critically and to use this technology for good. When you embrace AI literacy, entire communities benefits.
What a day, right, ladies and gentlemen? We've had a lot of fun today, YB. And in that spirit, let's invite to the stage our host for this remarkable initiative, representing the organizers from Meta. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ms. Clara Ko, Head of Public Policy, Central Southeast Asia and ASEAN.
Thank you, Shani, so much for the energy that you really brought into the room today. And thank you, everyone, for staying with us from this morning early until today. Good afternoon, YB Gobind Singh, the Minister of Digital, Tuan Fabian, Secretary General of the Ministry of Digital, Tuan Mas Siva Nason, Deputy Secretary General, Mr. Sam Majid, who was here with us this morning, the head of NIO, Mr. Koo Seng Meng, Director of AI Talent Development at AI Singapore, our partner, distinguished guests, educators, industry partners, we have members of the media, privilege for us to host you at our inaugural AI for Good Educator Conference here in Kuala Lumpur. We are gathering a passionate community of educators, policymakers, and advocates, and it's been extremely energizing to be here with you today. Our heartfelt thanks go to the National AI Office and our strategic partner, the Asia School of Business, and we're so delighted to be in such a beautiful campus today. To YB Minister Gobind, it has been a great honor to have you officially launch the Malaysia chapter for us here today. And your leadership in Malaysia's digital growth and AI innovation inspires us all. At Meta, I mentioned earlier on the video, our mission really is to build the future of human connection and the technology that makes it possible. We have a strong belief that technology should be accessible to everyone. And for this reason, we've open sourced our AI model called Llama. It's been downloaded over 1 billion times, and it's been very heartwarming to hear from many of people in the room that you've actually tinkered with Llama and actually built applications on top of it. We do this because we believe that open source AI is an important way to democratize access to this very powerful tool that will have huge opportunities, not only for Malaysia, but for countries all over the world. AI as well is embedded in Meta's apps. And today, as we were doing the Kahoot quiz, we learned that AI helps to personalize content on many of the apps that you use, including those on Meta as well. And at Meta in Malaysia, we have empowered thousands of businesses and millions of people using these free digital AI-powered tools that will help businesses be more productive, reach more customers, save you time so that you can actually focus on growing your business. Aligned with last month's ASEAN AI Malaysia Summit, driving sustainable and inclusive AI development in ASEAN, we're very, very thrilled to now partner with NIO to introduce this AI for Good Educator Train the Trainer program. In the past, we focused on supporting businesses, and today we will still do that, but we want to add on and really focus in on supporting educators. This is all in support of the forthcoming National AI Action Plan 2030. As Seng Meng has said in the video and earlier today, educators play a very pivotal role in shaping the future of the workforce. And this program really highlights Meta's commitment to really bringing those digital skills to the classroom, as well as promoting responsible AI use. The success of the program's first run in Singapore last year trained many passionate educators, and I was so glad to see many of you in the room today, including those that led the sessions this morning, Fong Fong and Dr. DJ. So today's conference agenda was very carefully curated to really reflect this shared mission of AI for Good. We've been covering key concepts and interactive, hands-on sessions for how you can really practically use AI tools, in the classroom. I was also very delighted to be in a policy roundtable with a number of you today to really understand what does open source AI bring to Malaysia and to Malaysia's economy. We're hoping to share some of those insights with many of you here, as well as our government partners. We also had a really exciting conversation and very insightful conversation on AI in education with Ministry of Education, Fun Faz, as well as Professor Fatina from UPM, really bringing down into brass tacks both what the challenges and opportunities are in the classroom, but also the policy vision and support that the ministry is going to provide to educators. So all these sessions have been really rich and insightful, and hopefully today you walk away feeling confident and empowered to approach AI, in the classroom with your students. So respected educators and very distinguished guests, we thank you for today, and we hope that the program has been very helpful in supporting critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and ethical decision making that you will either use for yourselves as you use AI, also in the classroom. At the same time, we thank our partners in government, and we look to your leadership in really setting the tone, creating the policies and the regulatory environment that really supports the adoption and the innovation while ensuring that technology and AI is developed and deployed responsibly. Thank you again, YB Minister Gobind, for being here with us. It's a real absolute honor. As we were in the room discussing earlier, you have a very, daunting and challenging task ahead of you, looking across how you can leverage AI and also do it responsibly across all the different sectors in Malaysia. And we really thank you for making time to be here with us today. So thank you again to our partners in NIO, AI Singapore, ASB, and especially to every single educator for taking time out to be with us today. Let's continue to learn and work together to build the future for our students and societies. Thank you all, and we hope that you found the conference to be inspiring and helpful. Thank you.
Thank you, Clara. And based on the show of hands that we had earlier while waiting for you to enter the hall, YB, some educators who have never touched AI before in their lives did so for the first time today and are very excited to be taking that knowledge into the classrooms with them moving forward. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor to have with us our Yang Berhormat Minister of Digital to officiate this important milestone here today. Please, ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming on stage for his officiating and keynote address, Yang Berhormat Tuan Gobind Singh Dio.
Terima kasih saya ucapkan kepada saudari pengatur acara majlis yang saya hormati, yang berbahagia Tuan Fabian Bega, Ketua Setiausaha Kementerian Digital, Tuan Ma Sivanesan Marimutu, Timbalan Ketua Setiausaha, Encik Syamsul Izan Abdul Majid, Ketua Pejabat AI Kebangsaan, Clara Ko, Head of Public Policy, Meta, Central Southeast Asia and ASEAN, Mr. Ku Seng Meng, Director of AI Talent Development, Singapore, representatives from Ministry of Education, distinguished guests, and respected educators, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Salam perpaduan, salam Malaysia Madani, dan selamat petang. Saya ucapkan kepada semua yang sudi meluangkan masa untuk hadir untuk acara yang sangat penting pada petang ini. Thank you for making time, everyone, for being here this afternoon. An important occasion, and I think thank you to Clara and the team for putting it together. This inaugural AI for Good Educator Conference marks a key milestone in Malaysia's digital journey. This is our moment to empower our educators and lead a new era of AI-driven education. It is also more than just a conference. It is a statement of intent. I stand here on behalf of the Government of Malaysia to reaffirm our commitment that artificial intelligence will be developed and deployed in ways that are responsible, inclusive, and transformative. Malaysia has charted an ambitious path. Under the RMK 13 initiative, we are positioning ourselves as a nation that thrives on innovation, inclusivity, and digitalization. The Ministry of Digital, through its National AI Office, is currently preparing our National AI Action Plan of 2030, which will define Malaysia's AI direction for the next decade. Education and talent development will be at the heart of this plan because without an AI literate society, we cannot achieve our vision of an AI nation. When we speak of building an AI nation, we're not speaking only about data centers, cloud infrastructure, or tech hubs. These are important, but the true test of an AI nation is whether every child in every classroom has the opportunity to benefit. That is why today's program matters. By launching the Malaysia chapter of the ASEAN AI for Good Educator program, we are putting into practice our vision of AI in classrooms. We are ensuring that teachers across Malaysia, from public and private universities, from urban schools to those in kampongs, have access to the knowledge and tools they need. With AI, teachers can design lessons more efficiently, personalize education for every single child, and nurture the creativity and problem solving skills that the future demands of them. This is how we close the gap between rural and urban schools. And this is how we make digital inclusion real. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the opportunity before us is immense. A study commissioned by Meta and Deloitte found that AI adoption in Malaysia could contribute up to 48 billion US dollars, which is more than 200 billion ringgit Malaysia in additional economic value for Malaysia, and this by the year 2034. But economic numbers only tell part of that story. The true measure of success will be whether our people, our educators, our students, our small businesses are all able to use AI to create, to innovate, to grow, and to succeed. I commend Meta for their long-standing partnership with Malaysia. From their early investments in Malaysia, including the expansion of their Kuala Lumpur office in 2019, to my engagement with the leadership in the United States last year, Meta has consistently demonstrated its commitment to our shared digital journey. Meta's open source Llama model has become a global standard, empowering communities worldwide to innovate and create. Here in Malaysia, that same technology has enabled startups such as Mesolotica. They've been actively developing Malam, a Bahasa Malaysia generative AI model that leverages Meta's foundational Llama model. This bold project is the essence of progress, daring to build and dedicating to the ongoing process of development and refinement. This is how we need to move our nation forward and prove that Malaysian innovators can create world-class, culturally relevant solutions that reflect our own values, language, and identity. Meta has also partnered with the ministry through MDEC and with other stakeholders since 2022 to equip Malaysia's micro and SMEs with AI-powered tools such as WhatsApp for business to help them grow and to reach new markets. This directly supports the government's agenda of ensuring that digital transformation is not limited to large corporations, but extends to every entrepreneur and community in our country. Ladies and gentlemen, our digital journey is not one we take alone. It is strengthened by the spirit of ASEAN and its collaboration. This is best exemplified by our partners at AI Singapore. Their commitment to ensuring a shared digital future led to a powerful collaboration with Meta, resulting in the ASEAN Educator AI upskilling program. While this program has already benefited Malaysian educators who participated in its initial regional phase, today marks its crucial expansion. In partnership with the National AI Office, we are now bringing this initiative directly to our shores, creating a powerful platform for our educators to engage in a shared learning journey and lead our nation's digital future. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what makes today especially meaningful is the diversity of participation. We have here, I'm told, more than 200 educators from both private and public universities. and from schools in urban and rural communities alike. This inclusivity reflects the ministry's commitment to ensure that no teacher and no student is left behind. The sessions that you have experienced today, from seminars on generative AI, discussions on ethics and bias, are not about abstract theory alone. They are about practical tools that you can take back to your classrooms tomorrow. The Ministry of Digital has always believed that education is Malaysia's greatest equalizer. AI presents us with a powerful new tool, one that could widen divides if used carelessly, but one that can uplift if used wisely. Our responsibility, therefore, as a government, as partners, and as educators, is to ensure that AI is used for good. Together, we must build a Malaysia that does not simply adopt AI, but a Malaysia that shows the world that AI can be used to empower society, to strengthen trust, and to transform education. Let us begin, as we always must, with the classroom, because the classroom is where the future is built. And let us also remember this, that every great transformation in Malaysia must begin in school. The work that you do as educators, the inspiration that you give to our young people, the skills you nurture, the values you impart will decide not only the future of our children, but the future of our nation in the digital age. Now, before I end, let me just take this opportunity to reflect on a conversation that I had over the weekend. I spoke about it briefly in the meeting that we had just before we came into this auditorium. Now, education is what we hope will develop a thinking process, one that will evolve as we grow. It begins with basics. And if you think about basics, you go back to where it began, assuming you take primary school or even kindergarten as the starting point. All of us relate to going to class where we were shown pictures of certain animals, pictures of certain fruits. You are told this is a tiger. You are given a picture of it so that you can understand what a tiger looks like. And this is when you are 6 years old. Then you're shown a horse, and you understand what a horse looks like. You are 6 years old, but you're not told how fierce the tiger is, and you're not told how fast the horse can run when you are 6 years old. Eventually, as you grow, you understand the significance of what it is I just said earlier, that a tiger can be fierce and a horse can run very, very fast. The same with fruits, the same with tools. And as you grow into primary school, secondary school, university, you learn even more. We are now in a time where there are different pictures that must be shown to those that are in kindergarten who are 6 years old. We need to think of showing them photographs of smart devices, explaining to them what a smartphone is, so that they can identify what the smartphone is. But maybe not at 6 years old to tell them how it can be used in a good way or a bad way. Maybe we need to also show them photographs of what chips look like, data centers look like. Maybe explain to them what compute power really is. Let them understand what scams are at that early age. But as they grow up, think about how it is we can emphasize even more what that really means, what these tools really can do for them, how they need to understand that if it's used in the right way, then it's for good. But if it's used in the wrong way, then of course, it can cause problems. Do we look at things in that way? Have we started that process where we show children in kindergarten these photographs that will now define the new world as we move ahead? And think about how it is as we grow, we can further emphasize what these tools really mean and how they can empower people as they grow in future. That is where education comes in, and it applies across the board. If we look at the way things have moved in the last 50 years, it was always about building a new generation that can improve in what we already had. So it was about focusing on education in secondary schools and then, of course, institutes of higher learning, so that we get more professionals who can develop on what we already have and make things better. And that is how things operated. Nothing wrong with that. But we are now in a time where we have to look at something that is completely new, something that is foreign to most people who have already left school, even. Because this is something that we only see now. The thinking has to shift. First, we must acknowledge the fact that the way we approach education also has to change. We must acknowledge that education in future has to be different from education of the past. It is a new world with new devices, with new opportunities, which presents new risks. We have to start with first showing people where it begins, the devices that they have access to, whether they're dealing with robots which are physical in nature or robots which exist in the virtual world with your language models and what have you not. These are conversations of today, which will develop us and ready us for the challenges of our future. Forums like this are key, and that is why I am here today to again record my sincere thanks to all of you educators who are helping us in the Ministry of Digital achieve this objective. I hope that together, all of us can ready Malaysia for this digital transformation journey that has great prospects for us all, but yet again may provide risks which we must think about from now moving forward. Thank you very much for having me this afternoon. Terima kasih.
Thank you, YB. Could we have you kindly remain on stage as we invite Yang Berbahagia Tuan Fabian, Yang Berusaha Tuan Sivanesan, Miss Clara, and Mr. Kuseng Meng to join you on stage for a quick photo opportunity. Could we also have Yang Berusaha Mr. Sam Majid, and also Puan Faz and Prof. Fadlina as well to join YB Minister on stage for that photo? All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is our first photo, one formal one. And then perhaps a thumbs up for AI for Good.
Okay. Okay. Alright. Baik. Okay. Baik, yes. Terima kasih semua media kerana hadir. Acara sangat penting bila kita sebut berkenaan dengan AI. Kita semua tahu AI ini memang ada kekuatan dia. Tapi dalam masa sama kita kena pastikan bahawa kita faham risiko yang wujud dalam seluruh suasana AI yang baru inilah. Jadi kalau kita lihat kepada acara hari ini, forum itu AI for Good. Maksud dia kita bincang berkenaan dengan bagaimana kita boleh mewujudkan satu suasana di mana para pendidik, guru dan sebagainya, bila kita lihat kepada AI, bolehlah kita melihat kepada aspek memberikan fokus kepada kekuatan AI, tapi dalam masa sama menggunakan kekuatan itu untuk kebaikan kita. Jadi ini adalah satu inisiatif yang sangat penting didukung oleh Kementerian Digital di Malaysia. Saya telah pun menyatakan beberapa kali bahawa kita melihat kepada aspek apa yang disebut keyakinan, trust, sebagai satu daripada tonggak dalam kita membina negara AI. Jadi kita akan dalam masa terdekat, harap by the end of this year, kita akan melaksanakan strategi yang baru kita, Digital Trust and Data Safety Strategy 2026 hingga 2030. Satu daripada aspek yang kita lihat juga adalah berkaitan dengan aspek pendidikan dan talent development in the use of AI. So saya datang ke hari ini untuk memberi sokongan saya untuk melancarkan program ini. Saya ucapkan terima kasih kepada semua kerana hadir. I will give you a copy of my speech. Semua ada di situ. Kalau apa-apa soalan, ada soalan? Kalau tidak ada, yes.
Bagaimana YB melihat mungkin tahap kebergantungan ataupun penggunaan AI dari dalam kalangan pendidik sendiri ketika ini?
Memang baik kita lihat beberapa inisiatif yang telah pun dibawa oleh kerajaan, khususnya kita lihat fokus kepada mewujudkan fakulti-fakulti AI dalam Institut Pengajian Tinggi di Malaysia. Itulah satu perkara yang telah pun diberikan fokus oleh Yang Amat Berhormat Perdana Menteri. Ini menunjukkan bahawa fokus kita cukup jelas. Kita hendak membina satu negara di mana kita melihat kepada industri, kita lihat masyarakat, kita lihat soal kerajaan, pimpinan dan sebagainya, semua fasih dalam bidang AI, dan itu perlu didukung oleh institut pengajian tinggi dan juga para pendidik dan sebagainya. Jadi AI ini akan mempunyai kesan terhadap semua sektor. Kita harus menerima hakikat bahawa bergerak ke depan, ia ini akan membawa perubahan yang besar dan cepat. So to me, memastikan bahawa setiap kumpulan pendidik dan sebagainya ada bantuan dan juga diberikan dukungan untuk menggunakan teknologi baru ini adalah sangat penting. Kalau para pendidik, guru dan sebagainya, mereka dapat menggunakan teknologi, faham bagaimana ianya dapat memajukan negara, saya rasa itu adalah satu perkara yang sangat baik untuk kita pastikan bahawa pelajaran ini ataupun bakat ini bakal kita lihat di setiap sektor bergerak ke depan. Ya. Yes.
A little bit on budget.
Sabar.
Easier
Baru mesyuarat itu tak apa kita. I will not say anything. Biar kita memang ada proses di mana kita telah pun menyatakan sebenarnya apakah permintaan kita. So perbincangan telah pun diadakan di antara semua kementerian dengan Kementerian Kewangan. Inilah proses yang diulang setiap tahun menuju ke bajet. So memang Kementerian Digital juga telah pun mengadakan perjumpaan tersebut. Seperti mana semua maklum, dalam pembentangan RMK 13, Yang Amat Berhormat Perdana Menteri telah pun memberikan penekanan kepada beberapa perkara tertentu. Satu, kita nak melihat negara AI atau AI Nation 2030. Kita juga telah pun memberikan penekanan kepada GovTech, di mana kita nak wujudkan institusi GovTech untuk memastikan bahawa perkhidmatan digital kerajaan untuk masyarakat itu ditingkatkan dan sebagainya. So saya melihat kepada aspek itu sebagai aspek yang perlu diberikan keutamaan oleh kementerian saya lah.
dalam bergerak ke depan, dan aspek keselamatan juga perlu kita ambil kira. So aspek cyber security, perlindungan data peribadi dan sebagainya. Kementerian saya kementerian baru, kementerian yang kini membina struktur-struktur yang diperlukan untuk membina atau mendukung ekosistem digital yang baru. So kepada saya, fokus kita adalah bagaimana kita boleh diberi peruntukan untuk memastikan bahawa kita dapat mendirikan institusi-institusi ini dalam masa terdekat supaya kita dapat membina negara AI selaras dengan visi Perdana Menteri seperti mana dalam perbentangan RMK ke-13. Okey.
Okey, terima kasih. Terima kasih. Okey, thank you.